To me a little bit earlier on, saying that power was just about to start to get restored, and that's what we've been seeing for most of this afternoon now, that particularly in the last hour or so, power starting to be restored, traffic lights starting to come into motion, but whenever there are power outages, businesses start to get affected, particularly small ones. Our reporter Gillian Pillay has been following this story for us and is in a shop in Greenside. Let's find out how today's power outages have been affecting the businesses in the area. Gillian, thanks very much for joining us. Earlier on, you were at a traffic light and you saw a build-up of traffic, but businesses also get affected at this time, don't they?
Very good afternoon to you again, Peter. We are here at Cafe Petit's at Greenside, and this stretch has quite a lot of small businesses, and particularly on a Friday, a lot of clientele come here to just, take a bit of a break after a hectic week, and the unplanned outage has had adverse effects, particularly for small little shops, little patisseries like the one we are sitting at. But just to get a sense of the kind of impact it's had, I'm joined by Victoria Trijan from Cafe Petit's. This wasn't planned and it's had quite adverse effects on your particular cafe.
When the power goes out, our business goes completely dead. We can't make food, our kitchen goes completely pitch black. As a patisserie, we sell a lot of coffee. Coffee relies on power. If we can't make coffee, we have to keep turning people away. When the power goes out, we also lose things like stock because our freezers start to defrost, and you can only refreeze something so many times where you actually have to throw it away.
Let's just talk about this unplanned outage. Particularly on a Friday, it's the start of the weekend for a patisserie like yourself. What was happening at the time before the power went out until the power went out?
We had obviously opened for business, and when the power went out, we had to start turning people away. We can't help them. We don't have the capabilities to keep selling things. Eventually, card machines stop working as well. The battery will run out. So we have to keep charging people and then turning them away.
Power's back now, but it takes a while for clientele to pick up again.
Yes. Also, things like our coffee machine have to restart and re-warm up. So it's another, half an hour before we can start serving coffee again. And by then, people have started going home.
Last Saturday, on one of your busiest days, there was, do we call it load shedding? Just take us through the losses that you incurred on that particular day.
So on Saturday, power went off at about 7:30. Saturday is one of our busiest days. So at about 7:30, we had to turn away a table of 6 because we can't help them. We can't make them coffee. They'd come in after a cycling ride. So it's a constant loss of business because we have to constantly turn people away. And then eventually we just have to close early because we can only sit here so long before it becomes pointless.
There's a likelihood that there could be load shedding tomorrow. What is the contingency measures? And someone would ask you about a generator.
There is plans going forward to actually get a generator in here, but obviously a lot of small businesses can't afford a generator. So with load shedding, we are trying to make prior plans to have a generator here beforehand. So hopefully we won't have to close early this weekend like we did last week.
Tomorrow? How are you going to handle tomorrow if there is load shedding? How will it affect you?
If we don't get the generator, we are going to have to close. We can't make business. It's a huge profit loss because we can't do anything with it. We're just going to sit here and wait.
That is Victoria Trijan talking to us from Cafe Petit's. She really, the sentiments that she echoes here is endemic of many other small businesses, Peter. They rely on electricity, and without electricity, it's profit losses. It's the same kind of sentiment every time there's a power outage. I know many people are preparing ahead of what is likely to be a load shedding tomorrow, expected load shedding tomorrow. But small businesses like this, a generator on its own is costly for them. And the sentiments here is what they'd like Eskom to hear. Eskom to really take heed and see the kinds of effects in a country where unemployment is so high, Peter. And we hope that, business will pick up now that the power is back. But this is the start of the weekend, the busy time for small businesses like this.
Gillian, thanks very much indeed. Gillian Pillay's been on the ground for us covering these power outages that took place in Johannesburg today. And just to reiterate, these outages were more about maintenance and substations tripping as a result, and not load shedding, although there is a risk to load shedding over the weekend. So small businesses facing some difficult times ahead, not just with the load shedding, but as you heard earlier in the week, price increases of electricity effective around 13.5% in 2019. So a lot of challenges, and a lot of these businesses are already marginal profit-making businesses. We'll keep a tab on that as that kind of story unfolds.